Waving off the green flag again? Come on! We've already ran so many caution laps already. Okay, I think we're good this time. Another turning point at Bristol with Goodyear. Nobody knows which way the tire wear will steer. So make the best of this race and don't ask why. Though it was great, there's no lessons learned in tires. It's something unpredictable, but this time it was right. Goodyear brought the tire of our lives. It's something unpredictable, but this time it was right. Goodyear brought the tire of our lives.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is another edition of the Front Stretch Happy Hour Show. This is probably our largest and will be ever our largest show ever. I am your host, Mr. Bryan Nolen. I'm going to bring in my usual compadres each and every single week before we dive on into our guest, Mr. Dalton Hopkins. I'll bring you in first. How are you, buddy?
I am fantastic. I'm getting off. I'm still off the high from Bristol, man. The joy of seeing a bunch of shredded tires on pit road, the absolute pure adrenaline that you get when you see something like that, you didn't expect it. The buzz that was around the media center, I was so hyped from that race, and I still am. That was a really great. Excuse me, as I have a stroke. A really great race, and I'm excited to get started talking about it.
Did you keep some of the tire wear? Like, did you go up to the marbles after the race?
Damn, you know what? That would have been a good idea. I did not do that. I just got some pictures. I got some pictures of tires. The PP tire, as I call it. The good old PP tire. And that will not be the last time you hear that this episode, I promise you.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in you, young man. But a guy that I'm disappointed in every week is the guy that's also here every single week, Michael Massie. Massie, how are you? You didn't go to Bristol, but we got to experience one hell of a race.
Yeah, it was a great race, crazy. I wish I could have seen it live. Instead, I was at South Boston covering the car store race, and I got to see a car go airborne at a third of a mile short track. So that was pretty wild. Thought it was going to land in my lap, but did I hear Dalton say he got high and was buzzing at Bristol? And
nice.
Just another race weekend. Just another race weekend.
Rubber? Is it that tire dust? He's just kind of snorting that tire dust.
Look, it reeked of rubber outside. Okay, it was. I guarantee you, there is a little bit of rubber in my lungs right now. It was pretty crazy.
Pretty hot. But Dalton, before we dive on any further, I'm going to have you introduce our guest because you kind of initiated this entire process. So who is our guests for this evening's program?
For the first time ever, we've got 5 people on Happy Hour this week. That's right. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one of them is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Stephen Mallozzi, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver, pro, future NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Wow.
And Outback spokesman, Steakhouse spokesman. Stephen, I want you to introduce yourself because first off, like I love your personality. And as soon as I started talking to you, I was like, dude, we got to get this guy on. We got to get this guy on.
Yeah, you got me blushing already, man. For those of you who don't know me,
NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and one-time Xfinity Series driver, Stephen Mallozzi. I'm currently 48th in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series points. Don't ask me why I know that off the top of my head. Best finish this year of 31st place. We're really having a season to remember. I'm a part-time law student. I delivered pizzas for a while. I worked at Outback Steakhouse. They ended up sponsoring me. That's pretty much what I'm known for. That and going 8 laps down at Bristol that one time. That's about it. I also called Glory to God Racing the biggest effing joke of an organization in NASCAR to Toby Christie. That happened. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Yeah. Thanks for having us on, man. I mean, we haven't even introduced the other guy yet, but who really cares? He's the show. Anyway.
All right. Let's get started.
Yeah. No. I guess let me handle this one. The other guest joining us tonight, the founder of what is formerly known as NASCAR Report, RJ Starcevic. Thanks for coming on. How are you today?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Had to get that one in. You know, it's almost like we're taking a week off here from the Motor Stardom show, but we're not. We're joining forces here with Happy Hour and Front Stretch with, Dalton, Michael, Brian, everybody. Thank you guys for having us on. This is awesome. What you guys do is awesome, and the fun we've been able to have to do a Tuesday night show has been fun. And I guess that's just where the cool people do their weekly shows is Tuesday nights. So here we are doing a little collaboration, but yeah, it's been an awesome year. Getting to run in with Dalton at the racetrack as well is always a good time. Even see him wandering around St. Pete. We were all there. It was even a fun time out there, and I'm sure we'll be back there next year for some truck series racing.
Mm-hmm.
Be there if you'll be there. It's been an awesome year. Motor Stardom. It's been a good time, and glad to be here.
Dalton will be there. RJ will be there. I'll be there. Probably
there it is.
Mid to late 30s. I mean, it'll be a great time for everybody.
You just got to keep your truck clean, and you're fine, man. That race is going to be a crapshoot.
Yeah, you know how to turn right? Like, are you?
Yes, I actually.
Okay.
I did. I came up from go-karts, so I did all the asphalt go-kart stuff. You're talking the 2016 national champ, Stephen Mallozzi, Team USA representative, baby. I raced in Europe. I got my ass kicked over there. 72 of us who went from 50 different countries, and I was like 67th, bro. My shit was ass.
But you know what, Stephen? That's not last. That's not last place.
Now, I will tell you, 3 of them did get DQ'd. So we're getting closer to the bottom as we
Still
go.
Not last place.
I agree. Not last place, but I did suck pretty bad that week. Yeah.
What about this
Anyway,
week?
I hear we got a lot of topics. Before we get into them, myplacehotels.com.
Yes.
Your next stay with promo code Front Stretch. My Place Hotels, the best place to be booking.
Do I even need to be? Do I need to even be here anymore? I mean, I'm cool. I mean,
He's doing her ad reads.
I'll just chill. Paradise, I'm cool.
Yeah, sorry guys. They didn't know I was going to do that. So
Use that code. It comes in it, man. Hey, lodging's freaking expensive, man. Let me tell you.
I mean,
trust me.
yeah.
If we didn't have a beach condo over in Daytona Beach, man, boy, would ski weeks be expensive as hell. But if I didn't have that beach condo, boy, would I be using code Front Stretch at my place. Anyways.
Wow. One of the first topics we've got into, Front Stretch, gentlemen. Lead us off. What are we talking about?
Brian, kick us off.
Right.
Let's talk. Do we want to talk the playoffs? Do we want to talk tires? Which do we want to go first? It does not.
This is your show, Brian.
I'm leaning towards tires because I'm tired of people bitching about how the racing was absolutely terrible on Saturday because the tires. I thought it was amazing, and I'm sick.
You said you're tired.
That was really bad.
My God.
Producer Trent, mute his mic. Thank you. I'm sick and tired of everybody saying it was a bad race because everybody was there were so many caution flags. Sure, there's caution flags, but here's the deal. I would rather have that than Kyle Larson lead 495 out of the 500 laps like we saw in March or April or whenever it was. Like, that was actually entertaining and it was fun. I don't know who wants to lead us off, but
I'll take it.
Okay, Steven, lead us off, brother.
You leave me the floor. I'm going to come right at you. You said you're sick of people bitching. Guess what I'm going to start off doing? I'm going to start off by bitching, baby.
Oh, no.
I've got to say, look. I'll tell you. Entertaining race, not what I want to see. They're the same thing to me. Those can be true statements at the same time. I enjoyed watching Saturday's race. I did. I cannot believe that we have a multi-billion-dollar sport and a multi-billion-dollar tire company that cannot figure out something between 30 laps of wear and 0 wear. Like, there is a middle ground. I don't understand how we are in year five of the next-gen car, right? 4, 5. Season 5, I'll go with it, of the next-gen car, and we have not figured this shit out yet. But I will say this. I don't understand why people were complaining about the actual event because it was super entertaining. Like, I had fun watching it. Yes, NASCAR needs to clean up the caution laps. It is ridiculous the amount of time we spend under caution week after week. It is something I complain about. But take things with a grain of salt. At least we had passing. It was way better than Bristol in the spring. But I will say this. I agree and disagree. To say that we shouldn't be bitching about that, I think is wrong. But to also be bitching about that particular product once in a while, that's fun. If that's what we resort to, that's problematic to me. We need to find the true middle ground of there's wear in tires that don't explode after 30 laps at a half-mile racetrack.
Yeah, I'd echo that a little bit. Like, it was a little concerning to me to hear Denny Hamlin say that he couldn't push at all, because normally in like tire conversation races, the idea is you sit back and then at the end of the run you push. But this time it was just people sitting back the whole time. Yeah, it was entertaining. It was awesome. And I'd rather, like you said, Brian, I'd rather have that than what we had in the spring or last fall. But it was a little too far to the other side. It wasn't quite as good as last spring, I didn't think.
Yes.
But I say that. It was still like I was edge of my seat watching it. And like at the end there where Brad is lining up Bell, like I was like a little kid again watching that moment, like, oh, so it was cool to have that kind of race. I would definitely say it was the most entertaining playoff race we've had so far.
I'm going to push back a little bit. I don't care what anybody says. Don't care. That race was entertaining to me, and that's why I don't care. Because the short tracks have been I'm going to say it. The short tracks have been ass. Like, just awful with the next-gen car.
Could you say that shit was ass?
It was. I didn't say that, but I said it was ass. Like, I definitely, yeah. Like, yeah. I am so, like, the short tracks are the blood of NASCAR, of stock car racing. We started off on short track racing. And NASCAR wants to connect back to its roots, wants to connect back to the short tracks. But we can't do that if we have a car that doesn't perform on them. And unfortunately, you kind of have to get a little gimmicky if you're going to make those races entertaining. This is how you do it. Now, I will agree, Steven. I will agree that maybe there's a way we can find a middle ground. Like, maybe there's a way, and like Massie said, maybe there's a way we can find, like, a way to make the tire just last a little bit longer. And according to all of the drivers that I talked to at Bristol, a lot of them were saying that it really caught them off guard. And the fact that they expected it to wear, but not as quickly as it actually did. And I think that's because of the temperature. Now, according to, I think it was Matt Weaver, said that they are going to do a test and try to find a way to make the tire wear a little bit less and regardless of the temperature. So I hope they do that, but I feel like we're right there. You know, we're right where we need to be in finding out how to make the short track races interesting again. And my God, I don't need another driver leading 460 laps on Martinsville. I don't need it. I need a competitive race. And you know what? That's what we got, because it wasn't just about the tire. There were a lot of incidents, and I feel like it wasn't as good as spring last year because there were a lot of caution flags and there were a lot of delays. And that was the problem, because you didn't see a lot of racing. You didn't see the strategy play out as much until the very end. So I feel like that was the major issue with that race. But it was still entertaining. I still liked it. I still like the strategies play out. I like seeing drivers struggling. I like seeing drivers being challenged. Drivers like Steven, who is challenged.
Well,
like,
I'm challenged no matter what the situation is. Let's be clear about that. D-Hop, real quick, I'm going to push back against your pushback, but I'll make it quick so I can give my co-host a chance to chime in. My two pushbacks. One, Talladega and Daytona are entertaining. I don't want to see Talladega and Daytona every week, right? And that's how I feel. It was a chaos race, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Massie echoed a great point that I think needs to be emphasized, right? I am fine with excessive tire wear. I am not fine where the point is longevity, not speed, ever. Like the beauty of late model races, right? You go to watch a late model race, 100-lap race at Hickory, okay? It's that they conserve for 80 laps and dig for the last 20. This was conserve so you can make it 75 instead of 65 and never push. So that's sort of where we differ on this a little bit. I don't disagree with you that was an entertaining race. If every race at Richmond, Martinsville, and Bristol turned into that, I wouldn't be happy with the product. I'd be annoyed after probably 3 of these, right? So it's a balance. I just don't get why we can't fix the freaking car. If that were our show, I'm saying it right there. I don't get why. How are we doing this so often? And it's so frustrating because we have the perfect car and it's just a series lower. And I don't get how you can watch the product on Saturday and be like, yes, this is the product we want. And people say the Xfinity Series is so heavily stacked at the front. Well, guess what? If you gave Cup teams that car, I bet you would be more competitive throughout the top 18. RJ, chime in here.
Yeah, I mean, it was an entertaining race, right? It was 500 laps that had me intrigued all the way through. Now, I usually say once we get to the end point of this year, NBC does a great job at keeping the viewer engaged, talking about strategy, right? I mean, this is Steve Letart's like wet dream, basically, right? Tire wear, strategy, like he's going crazy. But as we've seen, like Prime and NBC, they're going to keep the viewer engaged, even if it's a more boring race, right? Truck Series might have the same, action going on, but boy, am I going to fall asleep watching FS1 broadcast of the Truck Series. Nonetheless, it was an exciting race. Can't be will it be the long-term solution? How does the racing change when teams are prepared for this, right? If NASCAR, if hypothetically they actually hit it here, right? Goodyear, NASCAR, where every single race is just like that. Tires are just cheese grating. How different is the racing when the teams are actually prepared for it, right? Because the big thing here was the teams had no idea. You go out and practice. What's practice for? To see what your car's like, what the tire wear is like. They see nothing. So they're like, all right, this is the game plan we're going to have for the race. And then it's completely different, right? So, and that's what a majority of the driver feedback was, is they were like, oh, well, if we would have just been prepared for this, this could have gone so much different or so much better for us, right? So I feel like my main consensus of it was the drivers. Like, I know Kyle Larson hated it, right? Because Kyle Larson, when this spring, when this doesn't happen, and the fall last year, completely dominates the race when it's just normal racing, no real tire wear, right? Just flat out next gen short track racing. He dominates the race. He doesn't get to this time, and he's a little bit upset about it. I believe Austin Dillon was really upset about it because he felt like, oh boy, if we got a chance to race, we could have raced our way up there and been able to advance in the playoffs. I don't think they were anyways, but that's besides the point. I don't know. I enjoyed the race. I think we all know it's a car problem. We all know all of our problems start with the car, whether it's super speedway racing, whether it's short track racing, road course racing. It's all sparked with the addition of this next gen car. Everything's changed, and every adjustment that we have to make here, every gimmick that we have to make here is just making up for the next gen car, when in reality, like Steven said, it's beating a dead horse with a stick, but boy, if we were just running that Xfinity car, that Friday night race, man, Xfinity Series under the lights at Bristol, that's one of my favorite races of the year. I look forward to it every year because I know that's going to be my favorite Bristol race of the year, strictly on racing product. And there were a lot of great battles, especially towards the end of that Xfinity race that just had you on the edge of your seat. But yeah, nonetheless, I think it was a great race, long-term solution. I just doubt it because it seems like we can't find a consistency. Because last year in the spring, right, everyone's like, "Oh man, this is awesome. If we just keep doing this," and that never happened again until it randomly just happened here in the fall. So I don't know. We'll see. I enjoyed it, but will it be a long-term solution? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that was Sheldon Creed alone was fun to watch then of that Xfinity race.
Always is good watching him go for a win and then
finish second again.
Yeah, second again. I do think, but Dalton, you call this the PP tire. I wonder if the person that does the said urinating, if they ate like a little more asparagus or pineapple or something before, if that would like add some more health to the tire.
I think so.
It would last a little longer.
Yeah, it changes the compound a little bit. It's science. It's in the science. Yeah,
exactly. But I think that race further showed that we need to get these cars off the ground because you saw there's nowhere for the rubber to go when it is coming off. And that's why Josh Berry caught on fire. Austin Cindric got smoke up in his cockpit. Just because like the rubber, if the car's more off the ground, the rubber has a place to escape to. But I knew that's a losing fight. And then should I hit on caution lap now, or we just go keep going to is that a later topic? I don't know.
Wait. Before we lose Sheldon Creed, because I don't think we're going back to that. I don't think there's an opportunity to really jump back in on that. Do you know how hard you have to try to finish second 15 times and not win a single one of them? That is a complete statistical. That is asininely ridiculous. That is so insane to me, and I don't think people. I was telling. There's this girl that I'm dating. Her name is Maggie, and I was telling Maggie about Sheldon Creed, and I'm like, Sheldon Creed, man, and she's like, I don't get it, and I'm like, well, you don't get it because you don't understand how impossibly hard it is to be good enough to finish second and somehow always have a car better than you. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Also, NASCAR is the only sport in the world that builds cars that somehow keep finding a way to catch on fire. Caution laps, Massie. You were saying before I so rudely interrupted you.
Is that a later topic, or are we
No, bring it on. Let's do it.
Bring it on? Okay.
Go for it, Massie. Go for it.
The caution lap. It was a record in the modern era for the amount of caution laps run in a race. And there were more cautions in a 20, or not more caution lap, or less caution laps. I had some of that tire dust, I think, before the show. There were less caution laps in a 20 caution race at Bristol over 20 years ago than there were in this race that had fewer cautions than 20. They had shorter cautions back in an era when there was manual scoring than the cautions let now. Why are we taking so long on these cautions? It's just ridiculous. Like, just can the person in the tower like not read or something? They're like, there's a 2, there's a 0. Oh, is that a 20? I guess that means Christopher Bell's the leader. I don't get what's going on with this whole thing. Anybody got an explanation for? Anyone want to come to NASCAR's defense on these cautions?
No,
you're right on. They just can't see it. Wasn't Josh Berry's car on fire for like 5 years on pit road before they threw a caution?
Yeah, and Miles Stanley was screaming on his radio. He was
Josh Berry's sitting on the pit wall. Car's on fire.
Like his crew member had to drag him out while there were cars at speed going by. I think if all right.
And Josh Berry's car's on fire. Let's bring the action at Bristol.
Wow,
I will bring one thing in NASCAR's defense.
Oh boy, here we go. You're going to be the controversial one today.
I gotta be. Someone's got to. Someone's got to.
Have awful opinions. Let's hear them.
Here comes Mamba Smith. Let her
It's not going to be that bad, okay? That's pretty bad.
I let her rip.
It's Bristol.
Buddy gets off his own show and just lets all. He's gonna let
just goes off to nothing. Is on to nothing. It's Bristol. It's the shortest track we have, like for the points for all points races. Like it's the shortest points race we have. Like
that's awful. That's the word.
The caution laps are going to the caution laps are going to rack up. They're going to rack up. It does. If it was like Watkins Glen and we like racked up all those laps, yes, understandable. Like what in the hell? How the hell? Actually, that wouldn't even be possible. That'd be the entire race. But I digress. It's Bristol. It's the shortest track we have on the points calendar. Like the laps are going to rack up. Like now to be fair, now I'm only half defending it, okay? Because this is the most in the modern era. We've had what, like 90 Bristol races in the modern era. Like the fact that this one broke the record is pretty ridiculous. But at the same time, like we haven't really had a tire like this before. At this also, like drivers had a lot of issues the whole race. It's kind of tough to clean up all that stuff, especially when all that rubber is being laid down on the racetrack. You got to clean that up as well. So you got a dirty track at the shortest short track that we have on the calendar. Like, yeah, like the caution laps are going to rack up. Now, I don't disagree fully. The fact that it was the most in, let me do the math, 72, 50 years. 53. The fact that it was 53, yeah, the fact that it was the most in that much, like, that is pretty astounding. But am I surprised it happened at Bristol? Not at all. Like that is really the only track I think that would have happened. RJ, what are your comments?
Don't throw it back to RJ.
I will.
He's going to be nice to you. You don't deserve to
Good.
be nice.
That's what I wanted. He's on my team.
Brian, give me anything to say. I want to hear Brian. I want to hear Brian.
Honestly,
what Brian says.
I honestly want to hear what Steven has to say because Steven's just going to bitch you out, Dalton.
I just can't.
No.
No, this is just
That's not fair.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You were at the race. Massie just gave a stat that refuted your whole argument, and you went on for 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
137 laps. And on Denny Hamlin's podcast, that Jared and Travis were like, yeah, cautions are 5 to 10 minutes. Then he said, no, they're much longer than 5 to 10 minutes. Can you imagine watching a football game and every 5 minutes you have a halftime? Like, that's what it is. Yes. Halftime's like 10 to 15 minutes. Each caution is a halftime.
I was at the race. It was not 5 to 10 minutes each or it was not more than 5 to 10 minutes each caution.
You don't feel that way. But whoa. Can we ask the guy who actually does this occasionally? Sure, I don't ever make it to the first.
When you're sitting in a car driving around in circles at pace, I'm sure it feels like a long time.
I will tell you something. Do you know? Look, occasionally. I don't know if they could see that chat, but RJ just said occasionally. Look. Let's separate a second from just Bristol, okay? Because we can debate Dalton's miserable sense of time anytime we want. I can't have that argument today. Let's talk about something that is so blatantly obvious where cautions are just plainly too long. Let's go to road courses for 2 seconds because we're talking about caution laps. We had a caution at Chicago that was a half an hour long. We ran caution for 30 minutes.
Chicago's a long-ass course.
It doesn't matter, okay? That's not the fucking point. The point is it's too long.
It's a road course, Steven. Like, you have to give the drivers a lap to pit. You have to let them come back out, and then you got to let them do another lap, and then to clean up the rest of the track, and then you got to let them go again.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. You're going to tell me that cautions were this long in 2013 because I promised you they were not.
They weren't.
And let me tell you something. My ass was 12, and I had the attention span of a freaking Rick.
We didn't have the Chicago Street Course in 2013.
Any road course is that long. I was using the most extreme example, which you're very correctly pointing out, but still your general take is just booty. It's not correct there. I'm telling you.
I wonder what RJ thinks.
Okay,
I really want to hear his take,
you understand, Dalton? This is what the Motor Stardom show is every week. RJ sometimes chimes in. I talk for about 25 minutes, and Mason Maggio sits there like this for 50.
And that.
And RJ's laughing because we nailed that one. So, okay.
Well,
RJ,
yeah, you got a comment. No Mason tonight.
Let's ask Mason what he thinks about this.
R.I.P. Mason.
Yeah, we'll get a voice memo from him or something. You guys can play it next week. But yeah, man. Damn, you say this year we spent 30 minutes under caution in Chicago Street?
Yes, because we called a caution at lap 17.
Dude, wasn't that the same race that somebody like had a heart attack and had to get like ambulanced out of the track?
Yeah,
Brian, you were there.
Was that the cup race?
Dalton, we both were there.
Yeah, I was about to say,
that's what
Dalton, I
happened.
saw you on
That's
pit
what I'm
road.
saying. Brian, you were there. You remember that. Like,
Yes.
there was a man's life on the line, Steven.
That's not even the caution I'm talking about. Either way, if we have to call a caution, wait, no, don't interrupt me here.
You don't want to know where Steven is in that
If it
race.
takes 30 minutes to get somebody out of the racetrack, that dude is dead. He's dead. He's an ambulance. What are we doing? It didn't take him that long. That wasn't even the caution I'm talking about. I'm talking about at the end of stage one. I think it was stage one. It might have been stage two. There was a caution with 3 to go, and they just ran it out. And then we ran 5 laps after the stage, even though we had 3 additional. It was like 7 or 8 laps under caution at Chicago. It was damn near half an hour. I think it was 28 minutes and 12 seconds. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have it embedded in my memory because I remember being so pissed off that I fell asleep on Mason Maggio's couch watching this race during this caution. That's a legit story. So
I will back you up saying at Mexico this year, I timed the stage cautions and they were 20 minutes for stage cautions.
Road course. It's a road course. Remember Road America?
Where we should
A
have
4-mile
stage
track,
caution.
and it took like so damn long because
wait,
it's a
don't you've been
4-mile
begging
track.
for RJ's opinion. You've been begging for his opinion, and he's trying
You know
to
what?
get one.
Yeah, RJ, what do you think?
I said road courses where we shouldn't have stages, cautions, stages.
I agree.
There's the crux.
I
of it.
agree. I think
Shout out
everyone's in
Christian
agreement with that.
Riley. He tunes into the Motor Stardom show. He knows that he
Thanks,
could
Christian
Stephen
Riley.
Mallozzi.
I appreciate you, man.
Dude, where's Checkered Flag Dan, man?
Did you think he found it? Is it still on the
I
regular
don't know,
stream?
man. He didn't know last week's show was 2 hours. I thought he was locked in. We have this week like die hard Motor Stardom view. You always have like your one, your OG.
Yeah, ours
Checkered
is
Flag
Michael
Dan been
Finley.
tuning in since.
Where is he? Where is Finley? Is he here?
I laughed harder at that than I probably should have, but that's okay.
All right, cool. That was a good conversation. I feel like I got my lawyering done for the day. So, what's next? What do we got? Are we good on stage cautions?
should- I think we should talk about the finish.
Dalton,
Brian?
I thought you were gonna introduce this 10 minutes ago, but that's okay.
No.
You wanted, but tomato. It's okay.
I'm glad we talked about the cautions, but we should talk about the finish because I want to set the stage. There is 12 laps to go. Carson Hocevar is leading the race, about to be a first-time Cup Series winner. You have Alex Bowman in second on he is gaining on Carson, and if he wins the race, he locks himself into the round of 12 and bumps out. I think it was Cendric at the time, and everybody in the media center is like, "What's going to happen? Oh my god!" Because the tires were really good. So it was the tire drama. So suck it. But that's the kind of excitement that race provided. And then we have that caution, Bubba Wallace, and it screwed everything up because we were about to have a really great story, regardless of which of those two won. And then you have the restart, and Christopher Bell just blows by both of them, and then Brad Keselowski did not win this race because he slammed in the back of Christopher Bell at Mach 30, and Christopher was like, "What was that? A fly? All right. Well, go ahead and just win this race real fast." What happened there? Steven, if you got hit
NASCAR, man.
if you got hit with the force of 1,000 suns in turn 3 at Bristol while leading the race, how do you hold on to that?
It's because of how square these cars are.
Mm.
If that is a truck or an Xfinity car, Bell wrecks all day. But it's because they're so square and so like, I don't even know what the word is, like parallel maybe in the like they're so strong in the rear of the car. They made this car so sturdy, except for the toe links, which break if you snap the wrong way. Literally, that I think Kes just hit him so square that it just went straight and it was fine.
He should have angled it a little bit more left. I was
If you
watching the
wanna
quarter
look-
and like he hit him square on, and in this car, it ain't gonna do anything. It's just gonna send the guy forward. I mean, you see these cars when they hit the wall, they freaking ricochet. These cars hit so weird in the car when they hit each other. I mean, it's basically ping pong balls. I mean, you see road courses in turn 1. I mean, when they go to that blimp cam, everyone's just bouncing off of each other because that's what you do in these cars. You bounce, you know? So Brad Keselowski went and he was like, man, Christopher Bell, he's a great guy, and I just like finishing second here with RFK Racing. So I'm just going to give him a speed boost. And that's exactly what happened. I saw him going in. I'm like, I'm getting hyped for it. I'm like, oh, he's close. Like, close in here, bump and run. And then he bumped him. And Christopher Bell did the running. I was like, damn, he just gave him an assist. That was pretty, that's pretty anticlimactic.
Also, I'm doing something very relevant on my phone right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
How about we do some play-by-play, Steven? Play-by-play it for us. What are you doing? You're
I
clicking
Are
on
you
don't-
something?
sliding into somebody's DMs right now?
What?
And
What? Are we misremembering this finish? Because Hocevar was not leading when that last caution came out.
Who was it?
It was Kez. Hocevar was 5th.
Oh, because he pitted. No, because he pitted.
Made up a storyline, and I was like,
Carson pitted.
I think
He
Dalton-
was leading and then he
By the way,
pitted. He was
I
going to
just trying
pass
to tell us
Keselowski.
that the stage cautions were fine. But no, first off,
I never said that.
Captain storyline here. The running order with 13 to go before the last caution was Kez, Bell, Blaney, Logano, Hocevar. And if anybody was probably going to win, it was probably Blaney. And Hocevar was 10 seconds back with 13 to go. I don't think
On fresher tires.
Yeah, I still don't think he's getting 10 seconds, but he might have. But I don't know what you mean. What media story did you just recant there? Did you just
What?
you were just like, oh my God, the whole media center was like, oh, there's 2 first-time winners. What's going to happen?
Just letting it
Well,
rip.
Yeah, because
Bowman
Carson and Zane Smith restarted on the front row with 5 laps to go.
Right. But you said before the caution came out.
Because Carson, it wasn't 12 laps to go, but before that, it was Carson leading, and Bowman was right there in second, running him down.
Yeah.
And then they both pitted, and they had fresher tires than everyone in front of them. That was the story. It looked like they were both going to win.
The story changes, man.
Well,
Yeah, I'm aware of that because we had a caution with 12 laps to freaking go.
I'll tell you, Dalton, we got a better story because of it. 'Cause
No, we didn't.
as a result, Joe Gibbs Racing swept
Wow.
the round, and as the great Reverend Mamba Smith told us, playoffs are about the team, not the individual. So those guys getting their first win, that'd been a terrible, or Bowman winning, that'd been a terrible storyline. Joe Gibbs Racing sweeping the round.
Yeah.
That
Damn
moves
right,
the
Massie.
needle.
Joe Gibbs Racing also should have won that race with a different car too.
Yeah.
Like Ty Gibbs just folded that was his best shot to win a cup race ever.
Mhm.
He freaking blew the hell out of that one.
Yeah.
didn't he?
Now, did he cut a tire or did he just miss pit road?
He missed pit road and then he blew a tire.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
the
They
flat
were
spotting
they
it.
came up the track or something, and something happened to someone.
Didn't-
Is that where
Didn't
Cole
he get
Custer broke
drilled
his
by
toe link?
Austin Hill? Yeah.
Big country.
That was different. Yeah, Cole Custer one was different. I just remember Cole Custer like brushing the wall, and they're like, "Man, he's got a broken toe link." I'm like, "What? From what?"
Yeah,
mean-
he slightly tapped the wall, and then
I know Cole Custer's out there
Hard.
in a tough battle for 30 seconds, and he taps the wall. And golly, what a race!
RJ's just on fire today, man. He's feisty. Maybe I don't know what this is. I like this RJ.
Because I found out I can now save 10% off if my plays okay.
Damn right he can.
That's right, Brian.
Promo code Front Stretch, baby.
Dude, you should have seen
10%
Steven
off.
when we had Caesar Paccarella on promoting Prime Bites. It was wicked. It was,
Brian, do you got to do a contractually obligated ad read?
I was gonna do it after the second one.
This is like the third one, so
I'm also just trying to bring it up right now because but
Bring what up?
the ad.
I could have said something inappropriate, but I won't. I'll have Steven probably say it for me. But God damn it, Trey! Apparently, the guy that usually does these would have sent it to me, but Trey Lau decided not to send it to me. So I'm just going to do it off the spot. My Place Hotels, you can save 10% off of any room by using the code FRONTSTRETCH. Once again, they're pet-friendly, premium, luscious rooms. Once again, 10% off your stay with the code FRONTSTRETCH. Moving on now, are we diving into our guest topic? RJ, Steven, what did you guys want to talk about on this evening's program?
Well, I had suggested. I know there's a lot of rumors out there going about the playoffs and what the new playoff system is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a few things out there circling the interweb. The first one was Mr. Jordan Bianchi kind of talking about the 3-3-4 format, being 3 races elimination, 4-race championship round. How many people will be eliminated in each round, we don't know. Then there was something that circled around the other day about the championship round of 4 races being with 6 drivers. So then, you having to wonder about what the first 2 rounds would be like. I think it's all stupid. I think it's ridiculous. I think we would just be going from a dumb playoff format to another format where people would have just the same amount of problems with it for the same reasons. We'd see the same storylines, the same BS, the same, okay, this guy was good all season, now he's dead, and this guy was, why the hell is he in the final round type of storylines. When, look, I'm a chase guy, and I've said this on my show enough times. I'm a chase guy. The schedule, the races are so unpredictable. The schedule is so diverse. This isn't something that we totally had in 2014. We didn't have all these different road courses and street courses and all these different tracks that we have. We didn't have all of these different winners that we have in these races with the parity of the next gen car, right? Pros and cons of the next gen. Regardless, we've seen a lot more different winners per year, right? We don't need the playoffs. What they felt like we need the playoffs before, we don't need it. You can have a 10-race stretch where, you make it 16 drivers. My idea is we have the top 12 on points. The next 4 are winners with wild card, like the top 4 winners still gives you that win and in. I don't know how complicated it would be or wouldn't be, but that's just what my head stemmed up to a few weeks ago. But nonetheless, I don't know. There's a bunch of new playoff proposals coming out and stuff, and what will happen and what won't happen. I think it's all stupid. I think NASCAR, we don't need the playoffs anymore. The races are unpredictable enough as it can be, and the playoffs are kind of just to the side now. Like that race at Bristol, if we didn't have the play, I mean, yeah, we got extra storylines like Dalton was talking about with, Bowman getting up there and Cindric's car catching on fire and stuff like that. But still would have been a great race, and we'd still have a lot of storylines coming out of it going to the rest of the, 7 races we have in the playoffs. So I don't know. That's my rant. I hate the playoffs. It sucks. I don't know. Back when I was a kid in 2014, because I'm 21 now, right when it came out, I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. And I was a Kevin Harvick fan. I grew up a Kevin Harvick fan. Boy, I loved the playoffs in 2014. I was like, this thing's sick. Like, he just came out of nowhere, won at Phoenix. We went at Homestead. I'm the champion. And then I grew up and I've seen NASCAR change over time and how predictable it is now. And we don't do playoffs. I hate it. Anyways, who wants next?
If we had a regular season 36 race playoff or 36 race format, Chase Briscoe would be leading the points. Bell would be 5 behind. Elliott would be 86 behind. Byron would be 135. Larson 167. Or Larson 173, and then Hamlin would be 199. All of them still basically up to Hamlin would be mathematically still eligible. Honestly, it would be fantastic. But God bless Mark Martin. He's willing to literally die for this.
Yep.
And that's what you want. You want someone to die for it. So kudos to Mark, but I don't think it will ever happen. If we're just doing the best case, I'd just love like a chase, like a 10-race chase. maybe eliminate people after 5, and then just go for it. 5 races, best 5. You get like a short track, super speedway if you have to, 1.5 miles. I really don't want a road course, but let's just put a road course in there, and then have Homestead like 1.5 miles again. So if you have to have some type of weird format, that's probably what I would do, Massie.
Yeah, you reading off those points just made me have such like FOMO of a fictional thing that's not even happening. Because like William Byron would have led the points the whole year, but at this point he's limping.
Yeah,
like those other guys
he would be 4th. He would be 135 points behind in 4th.
Oh wow! So he would have already lost the lead. Wow.
Yeah.
What a resurgence by Briscoe too. I mean,
boom. I just think that you've already pushed for the full season points, so the joke doesn't play as well. I was gonna say we should just reset the points right before the Daytona 500 and start the playoffs at the Daytona 500. And then after 36 races, we eliminate 35 drivers from the playoffs and then crown one guy the champion. I think that's a good
never thought of that one.
I got a better idea. Every race, the guy who finishes the worst out of the remaining drivers is eliminated. Let's really just spice it up. Look, my problem with the whole thing is, and look, if you had told me that there was a playoffs back when I was a kid doing go-karts, I would have been, I'm never competing for a championship in NASCAR. Let's face the facts. I'm a career 29th place guy. But if there's an opportunity, thanks, Dalton. Let's not.
Whoa.
I'm not about the bullshit, Dalton. I'm about reality.
I introduced you as future NASCAR Cup Series champion, and you throw it away like that.
Well, maybe in this playoff format I could be, huh? You know what I mean? But
maybe in a new video game.
Michael McDowell used to be a starting Parker, and now he's
a
solid
we don't like
20th
that word.
Guy.
Yeah, right. I know. That's why Michael McDowell is actually my favorite driver. But there's so many issues with it from top to bottom, right? Like all the gimmicks have just made NASCAR so confusing to somebody who just wants to maybe turn it on Sunday for something to watch. Like, again, I'll use Maggie as an example. She's lovely, right? She watch it. She wants to take an interest in the things I take an interest to. And she has to ask so many questions just to understand what's going on. And I'm like, you know how easy this would be to explain if it were just, hey, the goal for everybody is to go out and finish as well as you can. And the better you finish, the more points you get. Guy with the most points wins. That is so simple. And guess what people love? Simplicity. I mean, and like the whole reason we designed the playoffs is because we wanted to compete with the NFL, right? Like we were like, yes, let's design something so we don't lose viewership when the NFL starts. And that's going to be making a Game 7 moment. It doesn't, because the guy who gets bored when the 425 window has 3 miserable games and wants to turn on NASCAR doesn't do that anymore because they don't understand what the hell is going on. I also think personally from a prestige perspective, it totally diminishes the value of a championship, right? You hear guys all this time. I would rather have a Denny Hamlin 2020 season where I won 9 races and didn't win a championship than I would a 2020 Chase Elliott season where I won and only won a race or 2, right? Like I value race wins, and in a format that amplifies winning, it's weird that you could kind of go this whole way and not be the most dominant car when you win 9 races and don't win the championship. There are just so many issues with it. I mean, to me, it's just I'm over the playoffs. I really am. I don't get it. I don't think they spice anything up. I think they make the sport more frustrating. They make people turn their heads. They annoy new fans. Like I'm not a fan. If I was, I'm a big proponent of the RJ Starcevic method. Give me a chase. Give me the chase format. Give me 10 races. Give me something that's simple, right? Like I don't know that it's that complicated to explain. With 10 races to go, we reset the points, and the winner after those 10 is left, right? Like, that's not that tough to explain. But, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's where my head's at. I just feel like it needs to go.
Steven, I'm going to say something that I don't think you were expecting me to tell you.
Oh, God.
I agree with you.
Here, I got something for you.
How about that?
My
Journey into the mouth of Stephen Mallozzi.
Wow. That's sexual for
There it is. There it is. You gotta get one of those when you have Steven on the show.
Yeah.
When you have a non-stop debate for, let me do the math here. Let me do the math in my head. I guess we're going on 11 years now. When you do a non-stop debate for 11 years of people saying, is this really the format that we want? Is this really a good format for us? And it just happens every single year, month after month, week after week. You have to start thinking, maybe there's something wrong with it.
Yep.
Now, I devil's advocate.
Oh, God.
Have the playoffs made things a little bit more exciting at times?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Come on. What the hell are you talking about? You would have never gotten. No, everyone shut the hell up. You would have never gotten the Hail Melon if we didn't have the playoffs.
Great.
And I think everybody.
You just picked one moment out of 11 seasons.
Because that was the first thing that popped into my head.
Of course. Now name another.
That
More
was
exciting, less legitimate.
If I could sit here for 5 minutes, I can pick 20 moments that define the playoffs that came out of sync just because of the playoffs. But we're not going to do that because I don't have that kind of time, and you guys don't want to sit here in silence.
If it takes you that much time, is it really that good of a system?
For 5 minutes, 20 topics? Yeah, sure.
It should not take you that long. You should.
I didn't say it was a good system. Just hear me out. Listen to me. Listen. Everyone chill out.
No, I'm not chilling.
I'm not saying.
I'm done on the front stretch show. I'm not going to my place hotels. I'm going.
Whoa. Okay, we want to go to my place hotel.
Yes.
I know. I do want to go. Everyone
wants to go to my place hotel.
So
they
you know
have
that
plush
really
beds and they're pet friendly.
You know that really important thing I've been doing on my phone? It's actually I've just been scrolling on myplacehotels.com.
I do that every day. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Yeah. I've actually just found my new hobby. When I'm not paying attention in law school, I'm trying to get 10% off my next day at myplacehotels.com.
I love it.
I just want to say that was the end of Devil's Advocate. Okay,
cool.
That was the end of it.
Because I already flipped out at Mason Maggio today. I don't know if I could flip out at you too. So that would be 2 for 2 on.
Look, I agree with what else. Well, what you also said, Stephen, that resonated with me was the fact that if you bring somebody, and you're trying to bring somebody into NASCAR, which I do all the time, and you have to explain the playoffs, and they're just like, "What? I don't understand. Yeah. What? That's too much. It's too much math." Like, of course it is. That's crazy. Like, you have to deal with all this stage points and this guy got a stage point, so he actually gets an extra point for this. Oh, this guy came in with 15 extra points. But it's too much. It's just too much. And I am going to be the third person that agrees with RJ in that I think the chase format, 10 races, 10 drivers, go. Like, that's it. That's the way it should be. It's simple. It's the best of both worlds. You get 10. You have a playoff system. So the TV networks are happy because you restart the points and you get 10 drivers. Now, and I'll tell you what. I'll throw this on you too. I might get some pushback here. You can even leave the stages in. However, good God, it's a good thing you guys can't see the chat right now. There are some war crimes going on in the chat at the moment. Good Lord. I will say, however, I don't think there should be any caution breaks for the stages. I think you should just keep it green, just award points to drivers, the top 10 at a certain point, kind of like what IMSA does at the endurance races, and you just do it like that. And you can even give them the bonus points when they go into the stage. Like a driver who's won all these races and has like all these bonus points. Like if Kyle Larson has a guy like Connor Zilisch in the Xfinity Series, like who has like what was it, 69 nice points like in the Xfinity Series, like he should be rewarded, right, for all like how much of a badass he's been this year. Like, so when he goes into the chase, he has all these points built up, and that's your cushion. You got 10 races. Go. Like that. That's what you get. Yeah. That's how it should be. It's simple. It's easy. And I'll tell you one last thing before I kick it off to who hasn't talked yet. I guess Brian, right? Brian hasn't talked about this so far?
No, I said Chase. I said 5. I said...
Okay. So, yeah, sure. I'll throw it to Massie. The last thing I will say about this is NASCAR is a 36. I've been saying this for years. NASCAR is a 36 race long season. That is longer than almost every single other motorsport on the planet. That is why we have a postseason, because a lot of the time you're gonna get a season where you have a driver that wins 3 races before the end of the season. And I don't care what anybody says, people tune out when that happens. It just happens. It does happen. And that's why NASCAR did it in 2004. Now, have we gotten a little bit too deep in the weeds? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why we need to go back. That's why I'd say 26 races, then you cut it down to 10 drivers, 10 races, go. You get your playoffs. It's simple. It's easy to explain. And you have a more legitimate champion at the end of it. Massie is like the historian of the entire podcast, so I'm sure he's going to hate all of this.
I mean, I'll never fully support a playoff, but I recognize that like they're never going to get rid of it. So you kind of have, even though I think with the next gen car, like this season, there's no clear front runner in Cup. It's kind of up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
So like nobody, I don't think in the next gen era anyone would run away with the full season, but we're not getting rid of it. And the other thing is, I would love to go back to 10 drivers, like you said, but we're in an era in sports, not just NASCAR, sports, where every sport is like, let's make the playoffs as big as possible.
Yeah.
You get a playoff spot. You get a playoff
64 teams in March Madness.
Exactly.
That's different. I think that's the one exception to the rule, which they haven't extended.
But like NBA, they're doing like play-in games. MLB, they're adding like a wild card game and everything. They keep expanding.
I agree. The NBA, 20 out of 30 teams do a play-in or a playoff game. It's ridiculous. It's over half the league. So you play 82 games to eliminate 10 teams, and then all of a sudden you've got 5 or 7 games to eliminate teams. I will say this. The thing we compare it to all the time, because this is what the hallmark of sports is the NFL, right? It is the best. You think about the NFL, you don't have to understand anything about the NFL nor its playoffs to follow how the system works. It is so simple. Anyone can pick up a remote and you say they win, they move on. They win, they move on. That's it. You have to explain conferences, and you don't even have to explain seeding to get somebody to understand it. All you have to do is explain 7 teams get in. That's it. They play. 1 team gets a bye. The winners move on. The losers go home. That's it. That's the entire system. And to have something so beautifully simple is what makes the NFL watchable to the average person. Like Trent.
Shout out.
I'm more of a college football NFL guy. Go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks, he says.
No, but Trenton,
Sam Darnold.
Trenton, that's even more. They're expanding. They went to 12 teams in the college football playoff. They had like 2, and then they went to 4.
Exactly.
I do not like it. It's participation trophies. Not every team is good just because they're in the SEC or Big Ten.
Buddy knows balls. I don't know why he's backstage. Bring him on this show. Bring him on. Bring Trent out.
Oh God.
Said he was Mason.
What's our next topic? What am I missing here? Do I have to bring it in? Is this
I think we're getting close to the end here.
I'm pretty sure we're almost
over,
about.
Steven.
I'm pretty sure we're about to call it.
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been,
I don't even know. I don't even know how to end this. Last but not least, Steven, RJ, where can people find your show? And then Steven, please tell me that you're going to be back in a truck sometime soon.
Somebody hasn't looked at the entry list for New Hampshire.
Oh,
there it is! Attaboy, my man!
Clearly,
Stephen J. Mallozzi will be in the number 2 truck for Rion Brothers Racing. How many laps will he run? We don't know, but he will
under 8.5 is the line this
He
week.
will be on the stage for driver intros, we hope, or else there'll be a penalty. But you can find the Motor Stardom Show every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Just look up the Motor Stardom Show, or my name, RJ Starcevic. You can spell that last name. It's Starcevic. Been spelling it my whole life.
And if you want more egregiously hot takes and passionate motorsports content at Driver Mallozzi on Twitter. I will debate you if you have something to say. I do make myself look like an idiot at least 6 times a year. Yeah, guys, you guys want to take us out? I don't know how you guys do things here.
Well, I got to promote my other co-hosts, their work, Steven. So hold on for one second. That's okay. You're okay, buddy. Dalton Hopkins, you were at the track this past weekend. What else are you going to be cooking up on a front stretch?
I got an article coming out tomorrow night, Thursday morning. That's going to be about Henderson Motorsports and Debbie Henderson and Don Henderson, who were very, very nice and very passionate about their father, who passed away this year. So, and moving on, that team is moving on, and what the future of that team's going to look like. So you can check that out on Thursday morning. And then I am doing Thinking Out Loud for New Hampshire as well. So you can check that out as well. And it's going to be the sequel to the great PP Tire article that I wrote. So I am very proud of that title. I'm extremely proud of that title. And I really hope that people go and read it because it's great and it's wonderful.
No way it's PP Tire.
It is. It's called The Happy Return of the PP Tire, and I'm very happy about it.
We can drop that link in the comments, maybe.
It was a good article, Don. I did read it, so good job. Speaking of guys that were at the racetrack, Massie, you're at South Boston. You're not going to be at a racetrack for a couple weeks. Is that right?
Oh, I finally get a weekend off. I went to 5 straight races, whether it be NASCAR, IndyCar.
Boo-hoo!
I get a week off, but then the following weekend, I'll be at Martinsville for the big late model race they got there. And that'll be a good time. And I've got a Fire on Fridays column coming out on, guess which day? Friday. I wrote something this past week that you can read on this whole playoff thing, the what's getting floated around, and put a little bit of what I want to see in there. So I'll tease that without saying more about what I want to see. You go read the article on frontstretch.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it for right now.
I got nothing going on. I just host this program, try and keep everybody solid and everything. Obviously, I did not do a good job this evening, but that's okay. But for all the latest, check out our podcast at Front Stretch and the Front Stretch Podcast Network. Coming up next, we got Bring In the Heat with Trey Lau, guest to be determined. Dalton, is he playing one of your interviews? Do you know? Or
not that I know of.
Okay. Guest TBD then. So stay tuned for all of that. And then you got Through the Gears with Wyatt Watson. And then you got Stock Car Scoop with Mr. Caleb Barnes. Steven, do you want to take us out? Since you're my second host, you want to end this program?
Wow, are you really giving me that shot?
Go for it, buddy. Go for it.
Are you sure?
I'm definitely. I can do it every week. You're only here this time.
Do we have
give me that shot?
Do we have outro music here?
You just introduce everybody on this screen and then say we'll see you next week.
Okay, here we go. Guess what? I'm NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver Stephen Mallozzi. That's RJ Starcevic. He founded an Instagram account. That's Michael Massie. He's got great alliteration. That's Dalton Hopkins. He once served in some branch of the military that I'm not certain of. And that's Bryan Nolen. I stole his job this week. Guess what? These guys do it every Tuesday at 7:30. These guys do it every Tuesday at 7. So if you want more awesome motor content, be sure to tune in next week. Stay watching. Thanks for joining My Place Hotels. 10% off your next stay. Promo code Front Stretch. We'll see you all soon.
Do we